Hey there, future fellow weirdo of the flock. How are you? Haha. Are you doing good? That's amazing. That is super. I want to welcome you to the most offensive church this side of the universe, the Party Pit. Welcome. And what we do here in this most amazing place, we read this great ass book. It's called God Said, because he did not fucking say that. We are going to find out what he did say, and it's going to be so amazing. This is God's unofficial biography, Das Bible, as read by
yours truly, the Saint of Awesome, your Superstone Sage, Saint Nikki K the Great, and I am wonderful. Clap for me, I clap for you. Welcome. So, damn, I already fucked it up already, so fuck it. We'll take the wig off today because I already fucked it up. I didn't even do it right. But in my defense, I don't feel good. Do you see how pale I am? Oh, I've had the most terriblest day. But I made a promise, so I'm doing it. You know, they say you shouldn't work sick because your coworkers. I have no coworkers, so I can work sick. God can't get sick from me, and neither can Jesus. So, I want to show you guys what Severe made for me at today. It is the most amazing thing. I want to show it to you. It's a sticker for my pill channel. I guess I can share this. I'll share this screen. It'll be double Nikki. It's a sticker for my pill channel. But anyway, it's this sticker right here. I guess I can share this. I'll share this screen. It's a little sheep, a black sheep, just like a wolf. Well, but anyway, I'm kinda. It's this sticker right. I look like a regular sheep, but I have a black face because I'm half. It's a little sheep, a black sheep, just like a wolf. Me just hold my wolf costume. Kind. Look, I take this sticker. Right. I look like a regular sheep, but I have this black face because it's a little sheep, a black sheep, just like you see me just hold my costume. Look, I take this. I still have the other. I look like a regular sheep, but I have this black face because this one little sheep, a black sheep, just like you see me just hold my costume. Look, I take this. I still have the other. I look like a regular sheep, but I have this black face because but people who know black sheep just like me just hold their costume. I still have the other. So anyway, let's stop sharing it. So anyway, we are on the book of First Samuel, the story of Samuel, Saul, and David. And right now, Saul, okay, is possessed by God. Saul is possessed by God. So, hey, Robert, welcome. Are you going to stay today? You could stay today. It would be beautiful. And I guess I could share my gold chat also, because people might show up today. Who knows? I can't even share my gold chat. Yes, I can. Let's go all the way. Let's go all the way. Okay. So, are you staying, Robert? Probably not. You never do, but you should because you would have a good time with me. Um, you would have a very good time hanging out with me. Let's go all the way. I got ICP stuck in my head for some reason. See, but then you can't see my stuff. Can't see anything. Oh, there, now you can. Okay. See? We got our Hatchet Man and our Boogeymans. We have a good time. So, Saul is still trying to kill David. Because he's possessed by God. And this is to test David. I think it's to test David and his loyalty. Although God never says that. Yeah, God never says that. But you can infer it by the way God talks to David. Because God never possessed David, but he possessed Saul. And eventually Saul gets over whatever is irking him. Oh, that song. And that song comes up again because it's all over ancient radio. Everybody's heard it. But we haven't got there. I'm foreshadowing, giving you something to look forward to. Yeah, it'll be good. And I think, okay. Okay. So we're on chapter 20. Okay. Then David fled from Naioth in Ramah and went to he fled Ramah and went and said to Jonathan, "Why is your dad trying to kill me?" And Jonathan said, so Jonathan said, "What are you even talking about? My dad said he forgave you of whatever you did. I don't even know what you did." And David said, "I didn't do nothing. Your dad's just trying to kill me." And Jonathan's like, uh, okay. Then David, he said he promised. Look. So Jonathan said to David, "Whatever yourself desire, I will do it for you, because you are the love of my life." Right? "Indeed, tomorrow is the new moon, and I should not fail to sit with the king to eat. But let me go that I may hide in the field until the third day at evening." Okay, that's when Jesus died. The third day at evening. So, like, as soon as like 6 o'clock, I think he died at 6 o'clock. He died at dinner time. Okay. "If your father misses me at all, then say I went with my family in Bethlehem." For there is a yearly sacrifice for all the family. If he says thus, okay. But if he is very angry, be sure that evil is determined by him. Therefore, you shall deal kindly with your servant. You have brought your servant into a covenant of the Lord with you. Nevertheless, if there is iniquity, kill me yourself. For why should you bring me to your father? Why would you even do that? But Jonathan said, far be it from you, for if I knew certainly that evil was determined by my father, don't you think I would say something? Like I did last time, and my dad was like, no, David's cool. And David's like, well, it's not like that anymore. And then Jonathan said, come, let us go into the field. So both of them went into the field. And Jonathan said to David, the Lord God of Israel is witness. When I have sounded out my father sometime tomorrow or the third day, indeed, there is good toward. Right? Then Jonathan said, the Lord God of Israel is witness. When I have sounded out my father sometime tomorrow or the third day, and indeed there is good towards David, and I do not send to you and tell you, may the Lord go, and much more to Jonathan. But if it pleases my father to do you evil, then I will report it to you and send you away that you may go in safety. And the Lord be with you as he has been with my father. And you shall not only show me the kindness of the Lord while I still live, that I may not die, but you shall not cut off your kindness from me or my house forever. No, not between the Lord has cut off every one of the enemies of David from the face of the earth. So Jonathan made a covenant with the house of David, saying, let the Lord require at the hand of David's enemies. Why is this so long? This is just so long for no reason. Man, why is it so long? Okay. Now, Jonathan again caused David to vow because he loved him. I promise, I love you. For he loved him as he loved his own soulmates. Then Jonathan said, tomorrow is the new moon, and you will be missed because your seat will be empty. And when you have stayed 3 days, go down quickly, come to the place where you hid the day of the deed, and remain by the stone Ezel. They name rocks, by the way. Then I will shoot 3 arrows to the side as though I shot at a target. There I will send a lad, saying, go find the arrows. If I expressly say, look, the arrows are on this side of you, get them and come then. As the Lord lives, there is safety for you. But if I tell the young man, look, the arrows are behind you, go your way, for the Lord has sent you away. And as for the matter which you and I have spoken of, indeed, the Lord is between me and you forever. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, okay. I'm at the bottom of the page. This is so long for no reason. Hi, Curtis. Welcome. How are you? Welcome to Jesus' spaceship, the party pen. See him? He's driving it right up there. Yep. So, welcome. I hope you have your cannabis, cigarettes, and coffee. That's so amazing. There is going to be a dragon soon. Maybe. Something like a dragon. I think. There might not be a dragon. But I think there's something. Elephant. Maybe. I don't know, but I don't think it's in this story. We'll probably read a story that has some kind of animal in it. It's going to be amazing. No, there is a part in here. Listen, foreshadowing for the future. There's a part in here where they get elephants completely smashed for like 10 days on wine and frankincense because they were supposed to smash these terrible ass people to death, but it doesn't happen. And it doesn't say what happens to the elephants after that. I don't know if they all died because they were like super high and super drunk. No, don't leave. Is that what that means? You're going to leave? Don't leave. We're at the bottom of the page. But this chapter is so long, we had to take a break for a second because it's so much fucking talking. Okay. Bottom of the hill. Then David hid in the field, and when the new moon had come, oh, this is a good part. I am going to read it for word and then try to interpret it. But you may not like how I interpret it, so just keep in mind it's going to be offensive. Okay? Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. Is that Jesus riding on Cloud Dolphin? Jesus rode on a Cloud Dolphin earlier. Well, he said he was going to. Man, Cloud Dolphins are so cool. Submit that one to my channel because I love that. I don't think I've submitted any of my stickers to my channel. They're all in favorites. Yeah, but you can submit it to my channel because Cloud Dolphin. Okay. Then David hid in the field, and when the new moon had come, the king sat down to eat the feast. Now, the king sat on his seat, as other times, on a seat by the wall. Jonathan arose, and Abner sat by Saul's side. But David's place was empty. Nevertheless, Saul did not say anything that day, for he thought something had happened to him. He is unclean. Surely he is unclean. And it happened the next day, the second day of the month, that David's place was empty. And Saul said to Jonathan, why has the son of Jesse not come to eat, either yesterday or today? So Jonathan answered Saul, Jonathan, David earnestly asked permission of me to go to Bethlehem. And he said, please let me go, for a family has a sacrifice in the city. And my brother has commanded me to be there. And now, if I have found favor in your eyes, please let me go away and see my brothers. Therefore, he has not come to the king's table. Then Saul's anger was aroused. Let's see. Aroused against Jonathan. And he said to him, you son of a perverse and rebellious woman, do I not know that you have chosen the son of Jesse to your own shame and the shame of your mother's nakedness? I know you're that way, and I know you're that way with him. Yeah, I know you've been in the field making promises to each other. He didn't say that, but he did say, I know you're some kind of way. For as long as the son of Jesse lives on the earth, you shall not be established, nor your kingdom. Now, therefore, and send and bring him to me, for he shall surely die. And Jonathan answered Saul and said, why should he be killed? What has he done? Then Saul cast a spear at him to kill him, which Jonathan knew that it was determined by his father to kill David. That it took that whole thing. So Jonathan arose from the table in fierce anger, and he ate no food for the second day of the month, for he was grieved for David, because his father had treated him shamefully. And so it was in the morning that Jonathan went out into the field at the time appointed with David, and the little lad was with him. Then he said, okay, it's time to go. Okay, so David, you gotta go. So, and when the lad, the arrow which Jonathan had shot, cried out, make haste and hurry. Do not delay. That's what Jonathan said. So the kid came back, but the lad did not know anything. Only Jonathan and David knew of the matter. Well, no doubt. Then Jonathan gave his weapons to his lad and said to him, go and carry them to the city. As soon as he had gone, David arose from that place toward the south, did the face thing, and bowed down 3 times. And they kissed one another, and they wept together. But David more so. Then Jonathan said to David, go in peace, since we have both sworn in the name of the Lord, saying, may the Lord be between you and me, and between your descendants and my descendants forever. So he arose and departed And Jonathan went into the city. That's the end of that chapter. So are you going to speak words to me, Curtis? That says Curtis, right? Yeah. See, I'm a good. I can read. Yeah. So that's the end of that chapter. What do you want to talk about for a second? Man, I don't really feel good at all. But I promised God I was going to do this, so I'm working sick. I am that I am that I am that I am. I know you're speaking pictures to me, but I kind of understand them a little bit. I'm putting you to sleep, right? That's that baby falling asleep. Well, that's good. I'll still put you to sleep. Let me roll this cigarette and get this later off my phone. Okay. Okay. Now, I believe. No, I know. This is a part of the story Jesus was talking about. Did you hear what David did to the priest? Rock star. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like a rock star. I feel like a rock star with no guitar. Or like a rock and retard. Sometimes I'm that, most all the time. That might be one of those no words, but I think if you sing it, it don't count. So rock and retard, rock on. I'm a rock star with no guitar. I used to say that all the time. I'd walk around and tell people that. He's a rock star with no guitar. But I really am a rock star. Okay. I shouldn't be. Hey, Spaz, how are you? It's so good to see you. But this channel's not a blue pill channel. Hit the red pill, baby. But I always, from now on, hit the blue pill on your channel. Although I don't ever disagree with you. But would I be able to send you some banjo death metal? Because there's the greatest fucking, and I bet nobody's ever heard it before because it's kind of old, but it's banjo death metal. And I mean, I guess you could look it up because I just told you what it is. But I think it's called Banjo Massacre, something like that. But it's amazing. It's the best shit I've ever heard in my life, I swear. Because I like bluegrass music. So bluegrass metal was amazing. I hope you're still here because I just did that whole spiel. But what am I saying still? There's a delay. I need to turn the music back on. Yeah. Is that Banjo Bloodbath? Yeah. Look, the banjo death metal, dude. I'm telling you, it's where it's at. Okay, can you still hear me? Can you still? I guess Spaz left. Spaz, why did you leave? I'm gonna send it to you. Is that what it is? No, there's a banjo bloodbath. There's an amazing song by I want to send it to Spaz right now. I'm still cooking this up. And I wish I could play it. Put him on YouTube. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. Yep, this right here. Because I love sending. Look, I press the like button and everything. Share. Put spaz. Yeah. Let me get rid of that. I'll just share it right here. And then I'm going to go into my messages. And I'm going to go down here to spaz. When was the last time I messaged spaz? Wow. That was right now. I sent him a song before also. There you go. Did it go? Yup, it sure did. Yup. Okay. Okay. Now, let's get to reading chapter 21. Sorry for that impromptu thingamabob that just happened. Oh. Thank you, Spaz. Thank you so much. And I know I bounced out on your channel earlier, so you probably bounced out on mine. But that's totally okay. I love you so much. It's only fair. But if you're live when I get done, I'm rating your channel, okay? Anyway, let's get to chapter 21. Maybe I should check my... No, nothing on Facebook. Or YouTube. I'm surprised my cousins aren't here. But Robert showed up. That's cool. And Fred might be sleeping. Okay. So, chapter 21. Now, David came to Nob, to Abimelech, the priest. Okay. So, I think this is what Jesus was talking about, but I don't know if he said it like this to, I don't know if he said it like this to confuse them to see if they really knew the story, or maybe it was written in that other book they made up in Babylon. I don't exactly know. Okay. Now David came to Nob, to Abimelech the priest, and he was afraid when he met David and said, "Why are you alone and no one is with you?" No one is with David. So David said to Abimelech the priest, "The king has ordered me on some business and said to me, 'Do not let anyone know.'" "And I have directed my young men to such and such place." So he's making this up. There were no people with him. Why? Abimelech said, "Why are you alone?" And then David concocts a story. So then people think David has men with him, but he just concocted this story. Spaz messaged me back. What'd he say? Yeah, he was so surprised. I don't know if that's a good what or a bad what. I don't know. "Now, therefore, what have you on hand? Give me 5 loaves of bread in my hand, or whatever can be found." And the priest answered David and said, "There is no common bread on hand, but there is holy bread. If the young men have kept themselves from women." And David answered the priest and said, "Truly, women have been kept from us about 3 days since I came out." So he's concocting this whole story. "And the vessels of the young men are holy, and the bread is in effect common, even though it was consecrated in the vessel this day." So the priest gave him holy bread, for there was no bread there but showbread, which had been taken from before the Lord, in order to put hot bread in its place on the day when it was taken away. So David just concocted this whole story. And then people believe that men were with him. And I wonder if Jesus said that to catch them up in some bullshit and they didn't fall for it, so he just let it go. Because there was no one with David. He made that whole thing up. And when people tell you that story, that there were people with David, there weren't. But we're going to find out when they do show up. But they haven't showed up right now. So, a question real quick. Can you hear me just fine? Can you guys hear me? This is a funky little beat. This is so cool. Okay. Okay. "Now, a certain man of the servants of Saul were there that day, detained before the Lord. And his name was Doeg, an Edomite, the chief of the herdsmen, who belonged to Saul." So he's a rat snake with cockroach legs. "And David said to Abimelech, 'Is there not here on hand a spear or sword? For I have brought neither my sword nor my weapons with me, because the king's business required haste.' So the priest said, 'The sword of Goliath the Philistine, from whom you killed in the valley, there it is, wrapped in a cloth behind the ephod. If you will take that, take it. Now remember in the beginning of the story when David killed Goliath, he put Goliath's weapons in his tent and he had them. Oh, thank you, Curtis. Thank you. For there is no other except that one here. But I thought David already had this. And David said, there is none like it. Give it to me. Then David arose and fled that day from before Saul and went to Achish, the king of Gath. And the servants of Achish said to him, is this not David, the king of the land? Did they not sing of him to one another in dances and sang, Saul slain thousands, David 10,000s, and then they just called David king. Now, David took these words to heart and was very much afraid. So he changed his behavior from before them, pretended madness in their hands, and scratched on the doors of the gate, and let his saliva fall down on his beard. Then Achish said to his servants, the man is insane. What have you brought him to me? Have I need of madmen, that you have brought this fellow to play the madman in my presence? Shall this fellow come into my house? And that's the end of that chapter. How many minutes are we at? 42 minutes. What do we think about, well, this next chapter is kind of long. Oh, that chapter is very long. Oh. 29, 30, 31 chapters are in this book. And we're on 23. So we're almost done there. No, we're on 22. My bad. Do you want to read another one, Chris? Or Curtis? Sorry, I got Chris on my brain. I wonder where he is. But anyway, do you want to read another one? I don't fucking feel good. Okay. I'm going to read another one. Okay, we're going to read another one. Because why not? I wonder where my weed is. Here's some. Okay. What does that mean? Okay. Alright. We're going to keep reading. Okay. David therefore departed from there and escaped to the cave of Adullam. And when his brother and all his father's house heard it, they went down there to him. And everyone who was in distress, everyone in debt, everyone who was discontent, gathered to him. So he became captain over them. And there were about 400 men. Then David went from there to Mizpah of Moab. And he said to the king of Moab, "Please let my mother and father come here with you, till I know what God will do for me." So he brought them before the king of Moab, and they dwelt with him all the time David was in the stronghold. Now, the prophet Gad said to David, "Do not stay here. Depart and go to Judah." So David departed and went into the forest of Heret. When Saul heard that David and the men who were with him had been discovered, now Saul was staying in Gibeah under a tamarisk tree in Ramah with his spear in his hand and all his servants standing about him. Then Saul said to his servants, "Hear now, you Benjamites, will the son of Jesse give every one of you fields? Will he do anything nice for you? Because I'm a fucking Democrat and I'm lying to you. But what if I give you free things? Why don't you tell me where he is? My own son is lying to me. Why don't you tell me where he is?" There is not one of you who is sorry for me or reveals to me that my son, stirred up my servants against me to lie and wait as it is this day. That is not fucking true. That didn't even happen. Then answered Doeg the Edomite, who was set over the servants of Saul. He said, "I saw the son of Jesse go to Nob, to Abimelech, the son of Ahitub, and inquired of the Lord for him, gave him provisions, gave him the sword of Goliath." So the king sent to call Abimelech the priest and all his father's house, the priests who were in Nob, and they all came to the king. And Saul said, "Listen, dude." And he was like, "Yeah." And Saul said, "Why have you conspired against me, you and the son of Jesse, and that you would have given him bread and a sword, and inquired of God for him, that he should rise against me to lie in wait as it is this day?" So Ahimelech answered the king and said, "And who among all your servants is as faithful as David, who is the king's son-in-law, who goes at your bidding and is honorable in your house? Then wouldn't I inquire for him? Far be it from me. Let not the king impute anything to his servant or the house of my father, for your servant knew nothing." And the king said, "You shall surely die, you and everyone else." Then the king said to the guards who stood about him, "Turn and kill the priests, because their hand is also with David, and because they knew when he fled and did not tell it to me." But no, they said no, they weren't going to do it. And then the king said, "Well, Doeg, you do it." So Doeg the Edomite turned and struck the priests and killed on that day 85 men who wore the ephod. Also Nob, the city of the priests, he struck with the edge of the sword, both men, women, and children, nursing infants, oxen, donkeys, and sheep, with the edge of the sword. Now, one of the sons of Abimelech, named Abiathar, escaped and fled after David. And Abiathar told David that Saul had killed the Lord's priest. So David said, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Yeah, I knew it. But I'm sorry I have caused all the death of your father's house. Stay with me. Do not fear. For he who seeks my life also seeks your life. But with me, you shall surely not die. Okay. That's the end of that. So, what do you think, Curtis? You can tell me what you think. What do you think about this story of David so far? Did you already go to sleep? It was good. It was, wasn't it? But we haven't even got to the best part. God hasn't come in yet. Just wait till he comes in. It's going to be so much fun. God is such a character. But, I guess, are you ready for bed? I'm gonna raid Spaz's channel. So I hope you like Spaz. Did you know I have a cat named Spaz? I think I told him that a long time ago. I have a cat named Spaz. But, okay. Does that mean okay? Yeah. I don't know what that means. I don't speak sticker. But I'll give you this one. Yay, welcome. Alright, so I'm going to go over to Spaz's channel. I don't. Set raid. Right here. Yep. Okay, so it's time to give the pillows some head, put some lipstick on, put a ring on it, get it all over your face, and then give your bed linen the best ass ever. Have a post-coital cigarette, smoke a bowl, and have the sweetest dreams ever. I love y'all so much.